All right, welcome to Nerd Positive. This is a Facebook, YouTube live podcast show that celebrates all the things that we feel are awesome in hopes of spreading our fandoms to you. After the live show airs, you can find the show on Spotify, Apple, everywhere you get audio podcasts. A little bit later in the show, we dive deep into the hearts of fandoms and celebrate the things we love. From sci-fi to fantasy, movies to TV shows, comics to video games, we explore the universes that have captured our imaginations and made us lifelong fans. Each week, we'll take you on a journey through the realms of awesomeness. Expect passionate discussions, in-depth analyses, things under the bed, and many side quests. So whether you're a diehard yippee-ki-yay motherfucker or just dipping your toes in the fandom waters, Nerd Positive's place to be. I'm the host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Patin, and with me, we have a bit of a reunion. I have Noah O'Toole and Ben Dupay. We did a little podcast a while back called Nerd Church Radio many years ago, pre-COVID. It was great. Noah, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. My biggest question was, can we swear in this? But then I heard you, so all I have to say is, let's fucking go.
Yes, absolutely. Ben, what's new with you, buddy?
What's up, man? Nothing. I feel like I kind of feel like we've been transported back to like 4 years ago when Marvel was like sort of popping and stuff. You know, like it's just like it's a pretty awesome place to be.
Correct, man. Like some of those this weekend has kind of blown my mind in the Marvel thing. Because there's been some tiresome, especially lately with Marvel, and this weekend may have course corrected. We'll get into all that. And we're going to talk the only thing there is really to talk about. Oh, we got a cat.
I know it's not a true podcast unless a pet makes an appearance, without a doubt.
If I don't put him outside, he's just going to keep going. So
yeah,
my own dog pool is sitting at my feet right now. So.
A little movie that maybe a few people have heard of, Deadpool and Wolverine, came out, and we're going to talk about it. Before we get that, I got to know what are your favorites right now? What's your favorite TV show, game, movie? What are some of your favorites, Ben?
Like everything, right? But like lately, I feel like I've been watching Game of Thrones for the first time. And as I like text my friends like, oh my god, I just got to this part or this part, they're like, come on, man, it's been like 10 years. Like this is all old. But we're really into it. So we have like 2 episodes left in that right now. And I kind of want to like watch that so I could get up to speed on House of the Dragon. Then I'm trying to read Lord of the Rings right now. So like I'm really into the whole Tolkien universe as well right now. And I'm like kind of boning up on like some old Fantastic Four comics and stuff, just because like this whole news about the Fantastic Four kind of has me stoked for that. So, but generally, just like I love everything sci-fi, nerd, all that. You guys know, like I love everything. So,
absolutely. All right, what about you, Noah?
Yeah, I've been doing some gaming. Some cool betas have come out. The Throne and Liberty beta. Been checking that out, and then of course I've been jamming on the First Descendants. I don't know if anybody's played that. Free to play, great game, highly recommended. Kind of blends Warframe and Destiny and like a couple cool like those type of genres together. So definitely doing the gaming thing, gamer boy by heart for sure. And then I'm doing House of the Dragon. Love House of the Dragon. Just finished up the latest season of The Boys, which is one of the best shows out there. Yeah, it always feels kind of like you're losing a friend when a season ends. You know what I mean? It's just like, you've been there every week for me, and now it's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I got 2 more episodes left of The Boys. I am not very good at watching The Boys 1 episode at a time. The Boys is something I have to binge, and I got 2 more episodes left, and I can't wait. It is a great season, dude. I'm also playing The First Descendant.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right,
love it.
right.
I've never spent money on a free-to-play game until First Descendant.
Yep, I have to admit, I might have dropped a few bucks to get an Ultimate Descendant early, not gonna lie, but
what's the situation with this game? What is this?
It is it's like Destiny, but almost framed like Warframe.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's
I'm
free
like
to play,
100%
and you
amusing.
grind different guns, different modules. You can grind different descendants. Everything is technically free. You can unlock everything in the game just by playing the game and farming for it. But of course, like any free to play game, they need to make their money too. So there is a cash shop where you can buy cosmetics, or if you want to like skip the grind, you can buy a descendant early or whatever. But you team up in missions, so it's kind of you play online with other people, but against the environment, not necessarily against each other.
Is it is it a cross platform?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
PC,
Cool. Yeah.
Xbox, and PlayStation. So
I might
I think-
have to grab this and play some games with you guys.
Absolutely. We will
it's
definitely
came
do
out
that.
right now for sure. You'll love it.
Awesome. This looks fun.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Definitely. We'll have to hook up on there. All right. We're going to get straight up into Deadpool and Wolverine because we're all comic book fans. And dude, Noah, what were your thoughts on the movie?
Somehow it was even better than I expected. And I don't even know they warned you to have some unexpected cameos. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be surprised by the cameos. There's no way. I'm an Uber fan. Nothing's gonna surprise me. And I was surprised. I was fucking blown away. Every scene just I have to tell you, this is the first time I went to the theater where it also has it on the side. What do you call those? Like
Screen X.
Screen X, yeah, Screen X. Yeah, this was the first movie I've ever seen in Screen X, and boy, when that opening scene happened, and like felt like you were in like a VR thing for a little bit there, like with the on the walls, and you're just so engrossed. It was, I'm still processing how awesome it was.
Oh, right. Ben, what do you think?
So are we like spoiler right now or no?
Spoiler. Yep. You know what? Let me throw a quick banner on there that say, hey, there will be spoilers. There we go.
Okay.
Everything, anything goes now.
Everything's gonna be a spoiler.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know if like we had like there was a threshold I had to wait to cross over or something. But like
No, I mean we are into the void. We are into the void. LFG.
All right,
That's right.
Let's fucking go.
That's fun.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like there was the cameos were crazy. Like I saw like trailers and it was like I got kind of mad because I saw X-23 in trailers. I was like, man, they spoiled that. But that was like, as you guys know, like the tip of the iceberg. Like there's so much. Like Blade shows up. Like when Blade showed up, I was just like, what the hell? Like I never in a million years saw that coming.
Me either.
And he looked awesome.
Yeah, he looked great. And we said like I'm the only Blade ever. Like,
yeah, there's only one Blade.
yeah, and then Deadpool like looked at the camera when he said that. I was like, man, I kind of wonder what that means now. So, yeah, that was. But like, dude, like the cameos were good. The comedy was awesome. Like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, of course, just like have such great chemistry. So like, it was just a ride, man. I loved it.
Yeah, me too, man. So I saw it in Screen X as well. I was lucky enough; I was able to go to an early screening for it at the theater. So I watched it Tuesday night, and dude, like I am way too old to be staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, but I had to make an exception for this one. And dude, I was so blown away. The cameos were on. It had the greatest opening scene of any Marvel movie, hands down. Just made my day. I was expecting a lot, and I like the things that I was expecting. I don't think I got, but I was 100% happy because the one thing that I wanted more than anything was Gambit, and we got Gambit.
That was my favorite surprise cameo, without a doubt. I did not see that coming in a million years, and I have always dreamed of the alternate universe where Channing Tatum played Gambit, and it just never happened in this universe until now. It was.
Oh man, and the accent was so bad too. Though. Like
it was so bad it was good. The whole everything about it. And when he would roll the stuff up, he'd be like, "Boo!"
It was awesome.
And that was the Gambit movie I want. I want to see that Gambit movie with the bad accent that you can barely understand, and it's just him kicking ass. I mean, as long as Rogue is there, I mean, who cares, right?
Even Ryan Reynolds is like, what is this guy saying?
Yeah.
We need subtitles.
Yeah, the self-awareness in the movie was so good too. Like, I mean, I was so surprised about like the things that Marvel let them get away with. Like, not like the obscene stuff, because I was like, oh, they're gonna let him like make, pegging jokes and stuff or whatever. But like but like the stuff I was surprised about was like they let him like make fun of how shitty the multiverse thing has been and stuff, and how it's been misses and stuff. I was like, man, that's crazy. I didn't think they were gonna let him do that.
Yeah, I think they're ready to wash their hands with all that stuff. I mean, well, obviously, as come forward in San Diego Comic-Con with the announcement of a couple things, I'm like, yeah, Marvel knows they screwed up on Phase 4, and so course correction for Phase 5. Yeah, man, because was there anything good? I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Was there anything good out of the multiverse saga, Phase 4? Quantum Mania. I mean, Loki, I guess, was in there.
I enjoyed Loki, to be honest, but it's been kind of, I don't know, hit or miss. I love the idea of a multiverse. That's always been fun for me on both Marvel and DC's side. So I never thought, like, if you would have told me 10 years ago that one of those two companies was going to be like exploring the multiverse, I would have not believed you. I'd been like, absolutely not. There's no way they're going there. But they did, and it really opens the door for like some real fanboy events happening.
Oh man, and can you imagine, like, just even from a couple years ago when we were doing Nerd Church Radio and where we are now? Like, dude, we're talking about freaking Avengers Secret War, freaking Deadpool and Wolverine, and just the fact that Hugh Jackman is back. Oh God, so good, so good, so good. All right, let's get into some critics reviews here. I got one critic review. I want to go once your responses here. Though the MCU has never served up cinematic equivalent of fine dining, its films at least used to be hearty fast food fare. Deadpool and Wolverine feels more like eating a bag of Sour Patch Kids and calling it dinner. That was Caroline Side from Girl Culture, listed as a top critic on Rotten Tomatoes. Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, look, like, I'm not gonna like sit here and say like this movie was like Scorsese or Tarantino or something, because like if you don't care about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like you're probably gonna think this is like the Fast and the Furious movies, right? Like, but I'm like an ultra fan, so I think this is a movie that like critically, like, yeah, I can understand why critics are maybe not liking it. But I think there's a lot to love with it, so like, because I'm a fan of like all the comics and stuff, so I think it was awesome, but I also can understand maybe where some people are coming from at the same time. So
Noah, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I sort of disagree. Keeping with the fast food reference, though, and in a good way, I compare it to ordering McDonald's, White Castle, and Burger King, putting them all together, adding Sour Patch Kids to the top, and taking a big bite.
I love it.
Sounds awesome,
I'm down with that. Absolutely, yeah.
Right? I mean, it's one of those, like, it's a McCrazy. A McCrazy.
Yes.
Where you get the chicken sandwich and you put it in between the double cheeseburger and you go to town with the Sour Patch on top. I dig that 100%. One more critic review I want to get into. Where it loses this viewer, and likely many of you, is its forgettable journey. One that could have had the makings of an Avengers, but instead has us hoping this is Endgame for Wade Wilson. Candace McMillan, Seattle Refined. I think that's wrong, man. Again, like Ben said, if you're not a fan, you're not a fan of superhero stuff. But dude, I thought this was awesome. Ben, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's more of the same. Like I when I watch it, I have sort of an awareness of like, oh, like I know who's gonna hate on this and who's gonna really love it, and like I completely disagree with it, because I think the movie is fucking awesome. I think Ryan Reynolds is fucking awesome. I hope that we get a million more of these movies because they're always fun. But I don't know. Yeah, I would expect some of the critics to have some stuff like this to say about it, I guess.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, who really cares? Like.
there was so much fan service in this movie, and fan service done right, by the way. I mean,
Exactly.
you know, yeah. No, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I completely disagree. I mean, Deadpool, Wade Wilson, he's the polar opposite of the Avengers. It was everything that the Avengers wasn't that I wanted it to be. I mean, that was the point of the movie. You know what I mean? And so, and I mean, what are you talking about? Like the journey? You can like we start out with his birthday party with all of his friends, Nagasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Colossus, and like all the people, and then goes on a journey into the void and comes out saving his world, getting his girl back, and I mean, it was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Have I ever told you my Marvel DC pitch? My Marvel DC.
I'm all about a crossover event. Let's hear it.
All right, here's my pitch. It has everything to do with Deadpool. Deadpool likes Superman comics because, of course, he likes Superman comics, and he wants to find a way to bring DC characters over to Marvel. So he sneaks into Thanos' lair, finds the Infinity Gauntlet, swallows all of the Infinity Stones, and then shits them out. So leaves them back at there. But as he's doing that, it embodies his being with all the powers of the Infinity Stones. So what that does, it actually creates a Deadpool in every single comic book universe. And then he is now the god of them all. And now he can just kind of play around.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it. We were just talking, like me and a few friends were talking about this the other day about like, do you think like there would ever be a Marvel DC crossover? And like, I think they would both have to be so desperate, to like be doing so poorly. And I also think like Warner Brothers just doesn't like to play nice. But yeah. I think I can also see a world where Disney buys Warner Brothers and does it too. Like that doesn't seem so far out of the realm of possibility.
Although speaking of cameos and of DC, can we like touch really quick on how often Cavalry?
Oh my god, dude! Like, I almost forgot about Cavalry.
I couldn't even believe it. Even Wonder Woman got a shout out when he met Elektra, and he was like, "Wonder Woman." No.
Dude, yeah, that was awesome, man. And like,
sorry, Daredevil, and she's like, "It's fine."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
We had some,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we had some people at the theater yesterday, and I was there going to go see Deadpool. When I'm like, all right, I got a spoiler for you. Superman is in it. And they're like, oh yeah, whatever. Then after the movie, they came and found me, and they're like, well played.
Yeah. Checkmate.
Yep. All right, Ben, what were you saying?
Oh shit, I don't even remember, man.
Cool.
Yeah, just jumping up.
So, well, I got questions. Let's get into some questions here. Noah.
Yes.
Do you think Hugh Jackman will continue on as Wolverine? Since we got a tease of Wolverine versus Hulk. We got all the Wolverine variants. Do you think they're going to keep him around now?
To quote the movie itself, till he's 90.
I think that's the right answer. And he literally is old man Logan by then.
Yes. Yeah. I think we'll see him. I think we'll see him back. I think we could see a Deadpool Wolverine 2, to be honest with you. I mean,
238 million, I guess, this weekend or something like it. It broke some records. I think it was the highest grossing R-rated movie of ever. So, but all right, Ben, what about you?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that like, I don't know about you, but this is the first like opening night Marvel release I've been to since Endgame. I think maybe I went to Spider-Man Far From Home, maybe, but like, yeah, I went to that, and then like I woke up this morning, Sunday, to like San Diego Comic-Con like Marvel news, which is a thing that hasn't happened for me, since pre-COVID. So I just sort of this last few days, I sort of like feel like I'm back in that place I was like 3 or 4 years ago, where it's like, oh man, like I was psyched about going to movie opening releases. I was like really stoked every Comic-Con weekend because I was waking up, and like, I think if Marvel found the thing that's gonna like bring back that level of excitement with their fans or whatever, like God, I would think they would be kind of stupid not to like make more of these. Like, I mean, it's so popular and awesome. Like I I would imagine they're gonna keep making them, and I'm fucking here for it every time.
Right.
So yeah,
100%.
Oh, now we need an X-Force movie, man. Oh, we need an X-Force movie.
yeah.
Yes.
We came close in Deadpool 2. That was kind of a nice nod to
Yeah.
X-Force, but yeah.
I
Right.
really think that like Spider-Man Deadpool would be such a fun team up as well. So.
That's what I keep seeing on social media is that now they want to team up with Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and
yeah.
do Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, which I would absolutely be here for as well. So
Yeah.
There was in the credits a Gwenpool. I think
I was gonna say that. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, was
like
there?
there was, but I couldn't find her. I couldn't find her at all. But I think they just kind of put some of those in the credits just to put them in the credits.
Yeah, I didn't see Gwenpool, but my first thought after hearing the Spider-Man thing was, oh my god, they'd have to do a Gwenpool if they did. But yeah.
Spider-Man and Deadpool just have such a history that it's kind of hard to not get there. I mean, at least eventually. I mean, throw it in, give it in a Andrew Garfield Spider-Man or something. I'd be game for that. Maybe not the Tom Holland. I don't know. Maybe I think he's a little too young for Deadpool. Maybe I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, if he's old enough to play Nathan Drake in a fucking movie,
Right.
Which I was always like, why is he playing the old version of Nathan Drake? Like I was like, when I first heard that, I was like,
yeah,
is he playing the kid version or something? But yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
I think he's gonna seem like he's a kid until he's like 40 or 45, probably. He just has
for sure. Yeah.
All right. No, or Ben, your turn. What was your favorite cameo?
Man, I don't know. I think Chris Evans and Testins was my favorite cameo. No, I'm just kidding.
That was
like,
cool. That was awesome.
No, like it was Blade for sure though, man. Blade was the best. Like I just cause like it's the sheer like who saw that coming? You know, like whoever in a million years. And the fact that Ryan Reynolds was like, you know, in a Blade movie too.
In a Blade movie, yeah.
So like that was
they notoriously like didn't get along during the filming of it too. It was like
oh, did they not?
No.
And it's funny because his character was more like Wade Wilson in that movie than his Wade Wilson was in X-Men Origins.
For sure. Smart mouth, yeah. Versus not having a mouth.
Right, exactly. Well, and I didn't know that he didn't finish the filming for X-Men Origins.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
There's a body double in part of his scenes in X-Men Origins, I guess. I don't know where I see that. I saw something, but yeah, I didn't know. Maybe that's false. I don't know, but I can see it. I can really see it.
Although speaking of cameos and body doubles, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least bring this up in this podcast at least once. Blake Lively as Lady Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just her voice, not her body. Same with Nathan Fillion as Headpool, and Matthew McConaughey as Cowboy Pool.
Yep.
And Ryan Reynolds' kids.
Yes.
Baby Pool and Kid Pool. The voices of course, but yeah.
I love the Deadpool
genius. Core. Yeah.
I wish they all had a ring just to poke more fun at DC. That would have been cool. That would have been so cool. I mean, they don't.
Let's not forget that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds met at Green Lantern.
Yeah, that is true.
She played Carol Ferris, and he played Hal Jordan. And then after that, they got married, had kids, and we were blessed with Deadpool. So something good came out of the Green Lantern movie.
There was like the little comments that Deadpool made about his wife too in the movie, like I can't watch Gossip Girl without getting hard. Like there's
26 bones in the human body. 27 if I'm watching Gossip Girl.
That was kind of cute, you know.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, so who was you said Lady Deadpool was your favorite cameo, or
it's a little bit of a tie. So Lady Deadpool for sure, but I was also looking forward to and aware of that one because obviously images of her leaked, and I would have been disappointed if it wasn't Blake Lively. So for sure, Channing Tatum as Gambit was my biggest surprise. But I think that whole scene, just seeing Elektra, Blade, and Gambit together as this like cameo trifecta was probably my favorite, just because I just did not see that coming, and
I agree.
taking my jaw up off the floor. I was what? This is crazy.
Do you think that we will get a Deadpool core movie?
I hope so. I mean, if they were smart,
Capitalize on the Lady
they
Deadpool.
would capitalize on that Deadpool core, because that just seems to be like the fan favorite thing about the movie was the Deadpool core. And at this point, it's already established it's Deadpool canon. It's in the movie. You know what I mean? So
it was a very like Spider-Verse sort of move too. That was like kind of it was cool though. I'd love to see them show up more.
Yeah, my favorite was absolutely Gambit, man. I've been a Gambit fan. Obviously, card tricks and whatnot. So I've always obviously been a Gambit fan. Now, got to move a little bit to Wolverine here. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see the story how that Wolverine screwed everything up. I want that. I want to see that movie, man. I want to see that movie with Storm and Cyclops and dude, what screwed Logan up so bad? Was it Earth 1008 or something like that?
Yeah, I didn't catch the number, but yeah, one of the.
Yeah. I was thinking, was there something about that number? Like I was doing a little bit of detective work before when I was getting ready for the podcast, but I didn't find anything concrete. I was like, was that a comic book number of X-Men that would have pointed to somewhere as the whole string theory or something like that? But I didn't find anything. But what plot? I don't want to say plot hole because I don't think we did multiverses, so everything's a plot hole, really. What story that they kind of alluded to are you most excited for? Like maybe a Hulk, Wolverine, or a Deadpool, or something like that, or the Cavalrine. Ben, what do you think?
Oh man, I don't know. I just kind of hope he like pops up in like Secret Wars and stuff. Like I want to see him interact with as many people as possible in the MCU, and like they're gonna like recast all the X-Men eventually too. So it'll be cool to see him interact with them as well. So yeah.
All right, no, what about you?
Yeah, same. I think they make just such a big deal about him being the linchpin that's bringing like the X-Men universe and the Avengers universe and like the whole Marvel universe into one one umbrella now, and like he's the catalyst to do that. So like from here on out, I expect to see Deadpool in every single Marvel movie, even if it's just a pop-up cameo to break the fourth wall. You know what I mean? So
I mean, there's a solid case to be made that Deadpool should be taking over the Stan Lee cameos, dressed as Stan Lee doing a Stan Lee cameo.
That would be the ultimate meta. Yeah,
absolutely.
I could see him being the new Stan Lee for sure. That would be super fun.
Oh man, it'd be awesome. It was so good. All right, let's talk a little bit about Cassandra Nova. All right, great villain. But what was she after? Because it seemed like all she wanted to do was be left alone in the void. Why did she want to go back into the world? What was her motivation? I was missing that part of the movie. Like, I loved her, villain, awesome. I think she did a great job, but I was kind of confused. What do you think?
I think she felt like slighted by what happened to her, and so she just kind of had this bitterness and thirst for revenge overall. But then I think she found herself as the queen of the void. You know what I mean? The essentially the ruler of this universe, and in order to get supreme revenge on everybody that's wronged her before she was even born, clearly, she was just hell bent on total annihilation.
Awesome. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, it's really up for like debate, I guess, because you don't really know. But I kind of feel like she could have left the void at any point if she wanted to. I think she probably felt like discarded and sort of displaced or whatever, and felt like this was a place that she could like rule and be her own person or whatever. And so like I that's my best guess at it. I will say she was like awesome. And anytime you get into like Charles Xavier's relatives, like you get to this like really weird, like trippy place. Like there's that TV show Legion on FX. That's like, it's like art house sort of like Marvel, where it's just really mind bending, psychedelic, weird stuff. And like when she was like sticking her fingers in people's heads and stuff, like it kind of gave me that like, oh, like this is kind of weird and psychic and whatever. And like, I don't know, I thought it was really cool. So
I felt that she was a better villain than your typical Marvel villain.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She was a little bit more grounded somehow.
She's just a great actress too, man. Like, I mean, like she's an interesting looking character, really great acting, like really cool powers. Like, I don't know, I really like that villain a lot.
Yeah, do you think guts that ripping his skin off was like, that set the bar for like what she could do. You know what I mean? So you were scared of her.
Yeah.
After that, yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So why didn't Deadpool take Colossus, Yu-Gi-Oh, Teenage Negasonic, Warhead, and Shatterstar with him, or go find Domino and Cable on this journey?
I mean, like he got like started by like getting ambushed outside of his place, right? So then he like kind of, maybe he didn't have the opportunity to. Like, I don't know. That was how I took it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you would think they would actually go after, like, oh, hey, you got Colossus in there? Like, fuck, let's get Colossus to come along.
Yeah, he had his cameo, but no, I'm just kidding. They I thought it had to do more with, and I can't think of what they called it now, but what is it when you're the linchpin of your timeline?
Okay. The anchor.
I forget.
The anchor. Yeah. I think it all came down to the fact that Logan was the anchor of Deadpool's timeline, and he pretty much knew that it all revolved around Logan, and I think they just took that and ran with it, obviously, so they could fit more cameos in and keep the budget reasonable.
That's true. That is true. Awesome. All right, Thor crying over dying Deadpool. Thoughts on this? Is this something that the TVA made up? Is this something that you think that'll be explained later on in the movies? Do you think we'll get a reveal of this?
I hope so, because to be honest, that was my one slight gripe with the movie, is that felt like a plot hole that wasn't resolved. Like, I left the movie being like, well, wait a minute, where's Thor? Where's the cry? I know it was like a reused scene from the Thor movie or whatever, but that never like came to fruition, and I was kind of like waiting for that, because he even referenced it throughout the movie. He's like, I'm important, Thor cried over me, and like, but why? You never told us why.
What do you think, Ben?
I think so. Like Deadpool movie, so Deadpool 2 was sort of classically like subverting your expectations, because they marketed the movie about X-Force and this team, and then when they finally showed up in Deadpool 2, they killed all of them like immediately, and it was like, oh, this is the team like that you didn't expect that is actually X-Force. And I think like this movie, like in the trailers, I remember you saw scenes from like Age of Ultron, where at the beginning of that movie, where they're running through the woods and fighting in like the snowy woods, and you saw Deadpool in that scene. So I think they were kind of like setting you up to make you think this was the type of movie where you were going to get a bunch of MCU crossovers, and they show you a bunch of that stuff, and then they're just like, yeah, but actually this is like a Fox universe movie, and we're just going to pull out on all this unexpected shit from Fox. And like, I think that was just their way of like trying to sort of subvert your expectations a little bit, maybe. Like, I don't think they're ever going to address it again. I mean, it would be cool if they did, but like I kind of wondered what was the deal with that. But yeah, that's my take.
All right, Noah, what are your final thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine?
Well, so I again can't let this movie go by without bringing this up. The day the trailer dropped, my friend texted me and was like, "You are going to love the Deadpool Wolverine trailer, but not for the reason that you think." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I turn it on, and the second I hear the opening riff to Madonna's "Like a Prayer," I was like, that is it. I'm wearing my Like a Prayer shirt. That's my little Easter egg to the Deadpool thing. And obviously that song played a huge part in the movie and the climax and everything. And I saw Madonna in concert this February in Chicago. It was like #1 bucket list thing on my life. And that's my favorite song ever. So just to like I have that glorious moment with my favorite song and like the most awesome movie of the summer. That would have sold me on it alone. But between all the cameos, the smart writing, the breaking of the fourth wall, it was a summer blockbuster. I definitely needed. Like, this was the best weekend ever. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you think, Ben?
I'm just everything Noah said, man. Like it was awesome. Like I don't know, it brought back like sort of my love for this. It's got me like reading comics again, which I haven't done in a long time. So like I don't know, man. I just hope like we get more of this. More stuff like this. So yeah, perfect movie in my opinion for what it was, and I'm probably gonna go watch it again in theaters.
Man, I'm glad you brought up comics because I've been reading. I read a ton of comics, actually, but Dark Knights of Steel. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or anything like it. It's new. They're working on the third trade right now, but it's fantastic. So like, go buy the first trade. I mean, it's I'll give you the quick setup. Superman, instead of being sent by himself to Earth, is sent with his mom and dad go with him, and they land in medieval Earth. And so Superman is actually born on Earth, and quickly find out that they have powers because the bow and arrows won't pierce their skin or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to live out in seclusion, but anyway, they see that a volcano is going to take out this town, and so they make themselves known and end up becoming really good friends with the king and queen, Martha and Thomas Wayne.
Of course.
And later on, Bruce is born, but what you don't know is that Bruce is the bastard son of Jor-El, and so they're like he's part superhero. Yeah, he's the best. So this is very, very Game of Thronesy. This is
yeah.
There's another house, the house of the House of Storms, which is led by Black Lightning, and there's a bunch of stuff. There's another Supergirl, Zora is her name, and she's the sister of Kal-El, and she is actually dating Wonder Woman and lives in Amazonia.
Interesting.
So it's so good the way that everything plays together. Like, I couldn't put down the trade. I'm actually mad at myself. I didn't buy the floppies when I saw them, and I was like, and so I didn't buy the trade. I'm like, all right, because I had like a credit on Amazon. I'm like, all right, cool. And I like right away I bought the second trade. They're working on the third right now, but so they're all getting ready to go to war, and it is fantastic. And even one last teaser on this: the Joker is Lex Luthor and the Green Lantern.
Wow. That sounds interesting. Is this where Barbarian Harley Quinn comes in? Because I've been seeing pictures of Barbarian Harley Quinn online, and like this muscle-bound Harley Quinn with this giant mallet. Is that where that's from?
No. But Harley Quinn is a bit decent part of this. She's one of Batman, because Batman is still Batman. He's like the enforcer, and he has all his Robins, which are his like spies. But Harley Quinn is one of his advisors, who's also the kind of the jester. It's
nice.
It's set up so wonderful. Like, I highly urge you guys to read it, and if you do, we'll definitely do another podcast on it. I'll borrow it to you if you want, man. It's called Dark Knights of Steel.
It sounds like
Dark Knights, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds. I'm making a note here.
Yeah, it's written by Tom Taylor.
As a kid, I used to love the Elseworld series, and so this feels like a version of that. Yeah.
Tom Taylor wrote Injustice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Leia,
you
want to say hi to Ben and
hi, Leia.
Hi, Leia.
Hi.
All right.
I don't think she can hear us.
They said hi. All right. Yeah, Tom Taylor, Injustice. He's also done a bunch of other stuff. He does a lot of Batman and Robin as well. But anyway, I had to bring that up because comics are amazing. We got to talk about San Diego Comic-Con. I can't hold it in any longer, man. Gotta spoil this for you. Dr. Doom casting. So the Russo brothers came out and said, hey, Avengers Kang Dynasty is not going to happen. Instead, we are going to get Avengers Doomsday, which also I kind of feels a little plug at DC, obviously.
Yeah.
And they announce who is going to be Doctor Doom. Noah, would you like to take a guess?
Okay, so this one I did see.
Oh.
See. So I do know. I didn't know this. I wasn't sure what we were. Yeah, but I'll spoil it. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man himself, right, is playing Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Ben, how do you feel about that?
Man, I don't honestly know. Like, I truly, and I'm not saying like I'm apprehensive. Like, I think I'm still processing it. Like, I truly don't know how I feel. Like, it's weird, and unexpected, and like that's how I felt about Guardians of the Galaxy when I first saw the trailer. Is like, what is this? This is weird, and it was like one of my favorite Marvel movies. And so I was like, well, maybe that's always a good thing. But then I felt that way about Eternals, and that was one of my least favorite Marvel movies. So, you know, like I feel like they're taking a swing here, and you know, Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers have a proven track record, so they've got that going for them. But you know, it's like, can they catch lightning in a bottle twice? Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. Like, I think it has the potential to be really, really good, and it also has the potential to be really, really bad too. So we'll just see how it plays out. Like, I hope that it's awesome, because I want to see it be awesome. You know, and I think they've got a lot of, like I said, a good track record.
Yeah. What about you, Noah?
Yeah, it's so hard because he's made such a name for himself as Iron Man. You know, I mean, he like helped build the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it's just a little jarring to all of a sudden, like, you know, realize that, you know, the leading man of the Marvel Universe is going on to play a new character and a major villain at that. But I do love Doctor Doom.
Me too.
And I love Robert Downey Jr. And I think if anybody can pull off the combo, it's going to be them. So hopefully they can catch lightning in the bottle twice, because that's what it's going to take. But yeah. I do think that they have the capability to do it. So
now, and I haven't read Secret Wars in a long time, but I mean, I was listening to the speech that the Russo brothers gave, and they kind of alluded to that you don't get to Secret Wars without Doctor Doom, and I don't remember Doctor Doom being integral to that part. Do you guys remember that at all, or am I just misremembering? Or I know I'm asking you guys to go back.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be frank.
So like there's two Secret Wars, right? Like there's the first one that was kind of an event back in the 80s that I think was like, these things in comics were always just a mode of like simplifying things. Like even like what Crisis on Infinite Earths was like, all right, shit, like we made things too complicated. We gotta like smash it all together and make it simple again. So like, if that's what they're doing here. But anyway, to answer your question, I think he played a role. I remember Kang played a role. There was like Battle World, where they brought everyone to Battle World, right? And I think Doom was a part of that story, but it's been so long since I've read them that I can't really remember, to be honest.
Yeah, it's on my my Amazon list. I'm probably gonna be buying a trade for it, because I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll lend it to you. I've got the trade for like the newer one. I don't have the one for like the 80s one, because they did another one in like the 2010s or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but you know, no matter what, they had to do a very fast pivot from the King story. So given life circumstances, we won't go any further into that. But they had to do something. So
the Marvel's had a really good track record with actors. It had to happen to them at some point.
It had to sometime,
it got too big. Like that was rough though. It was a bad actor for it to happen with, because they literally had just like hinged their entire. I was super surprised. Like, you guys don't vet people a little more closely, like,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad they're taking it. I honestly, man, did you guys watch the Fallout TV series at all?
Oh, yeah,
I did.
Absolutely loved it. Yeah.
So the main character, who was like a Brotherhood of Steel, like I thought he would be a really good recast for Kang. Actually, like, he looks kind of similar to Jonathan Majors. He has the acting chops. It wouldn't certainly not be any more egregious than like what they did with John Cheadle in the early days of the MCU. So like,
to bring it back to Deadpool 3, Blind Al is in Fallout.
Oh, is she?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. She's such a good character. She probably.
She's so great, man.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yep. And we all know cocaine is the one thing you can't do in the Marvel movies at this point.
That was hilarious.
Awesome. All right. Gonna keep it a little bit more on Marvel, but we're gonna switch a little bit to Captain America: Brave New World. Giancarlo Esposito, his character was released, who's Sidewinder. Oh, he's the leader of the Serpent Kingdom. So, how do you think that's gonna play in there? Do you think it's just gonna be like kind of more a different part of Hydra, or what card do you think they're gonna play there?
I don't even have a guess on that one, other than the fact that he is one of the best actors of our time, and I am confident that whatever role they put him in, he will excel at it and kill it.
Have you ever seen the TV show Periscope?
No, that one.
No, Kaleidoscope. It's Kaleidoscope. Yeah, it's a
That rings
Netflix
a
show.
bell. Okay,
And you can watch it in any order, and it is so good.
interesting. Okay,
So amazing. He's the main person in it. That's why I said you should definitely watch it. Like,
that's one on the list for sure. Yeah.
Ben, do you know anything about the Serpent Kingdom at all, or?
No, so I was just looking up a little bit about it. He was recruited by Roxxon Oil, that's a thing I remember from like the Deadpool video game, I think, or in some Deadpool comics. Serpent Society. Yeah, I don't know much about them though. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito is like, he's one of the great, like he's like from Breaking Bad, like he's like, you know, probably one of the best villains of all time.
He's gonna be a Morgan Freeman character, like person that.
Yeah,
and the Boys, he's like a pretty major part in The Boys.
Yeah, well, and the Mandalorian as well.
And the Mandalorian, yeah.
Like he kind of, I trust him. So I know he's getting his own series too, which like I hope they start limiting those as well, because like that's one of the reasons I was so excited about Deadpool is because we haven't had as much Marvel stuff lately. So I hope they've learned from this. Like, like less is maybe a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe one series every year, like 2 or 3 movies max. Like that'd be a sweet spot, I think.
Yeah, one series, one movie would be okay. Because Star Wars, definitely, dude. Like you need to pump the brakes, you know?
Yeah, I'm way oversaturated with Star Wars stuff right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because like, Acolyte was not good, but Daphne Keane was fantastic in The Acolyte, and she was also fantastic in Deadpool 3.
Yes.
And Logan, of course.
Logan, yep.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch like Secret Invasion or Echo?
Yes.
I started them and didn't finish, not gonna lie,
So like in a million years, like 5 years ago, if you had told yourself like, hey, like in 5 years, Marvel is gonna release series that you're not gonna like want to watch, like would you have ever really thought that was like true? You know, like I started them and just didn't finish them. And you know,
same.
I just think they need to pool their resources a little more into like, you know, things like this, where it was like, oh man, this was one thing and it was so good. Like, let's do more of this.
Yeah, especially kind of like in Deadpool, not everybody gets their own monologue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, in Secret Invasion is such an important thing, especially in the comics. How can you not stick the landing, especially when you have Samuel L. Jackson?
So, yeah, I think it's just a lack of, you know, like they're spread too thin. You know, it's like I think Game of Thrones kind of ran into that issue too towards the end, where it's like we have so much ground to cover, like it's hard to give everyone their fair due.
Yeah. All right, Fantastic Four. They announced it's going to be called Fantastic Four First Steps, and they're describing it as a 60s retro future movie, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds amazing.
My favorite piece of news about this movie was watching like Ebon Bachrach from the Bear. They were like, "What are you doing to prep for your role as a thing?" He's like, "I've just been like staring at a lot of rocks." Like,
oh man, I am so excited for this cast.
Yeah, it's a great cast.
Oh man, Joseph Quinn, who's Human Torch. Have you seen A Quiet Place Day One?
Dude.
Yep.
Holy
Man.
shit.
Uh,
that was so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
Same. Yep.
it's my favorite one of them. It is. I thought it was
Yeah.
better than the first one.
Yeah.
Man,
No, I
but-
like yeah.
My favorite scene of that entire movie was when Lupita Nyong'o was sitting at a freaking a waterfall or fountain and looks at these kids, and I don't know why, but that scene just like went right into my soul. I was like, that is one of the best scenes ever, and and then there plus the Joseph Quinn did a magic trick, so that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I-
man, that movie is one of my favorite of the year so far.
The part where like they were reading one of her mom's or her dad's poems and they both just started screaming when the thunder was happening. It was like, God, like I didn't realize this. Like, I mean, I knew Lupita was an amazing actress, but I didn't realize Joseph Quinn was that awesome. Like, I didn't even realize he was like Kid from Stranger Things until like halfway through the movie.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, and if Iron Maiden doesn't put out a new album with Joseph Quinn in there, like turning into freaking Eddie, like, what are you even doing, man? Is Bruce Dickinson still alive? It's been a while since I've listened to Iron Maiden, man. I mean,
I'll be the oracle of this.
There you go. Because I've been listening to Iron Maiden in many, many years, but with as popular as Stranger Things and Joseph Quinn is right now, you should probably capitalize because Stranger Things definitely had to talk to Iron Maiden before they made a character Eddie looking like that.
He is still alive, by the way.
Oh, cool.
There
Bruce
we go.
Dickinson. There you go. Do some new stuff with Joseph Quinn. Because if you're listening, and we know you are, awesome.
Right. Yeah.
All right. We talked a little bit about it earlier. The Boys. We're getting a Super Soldier show. We're getting a prequel, Vought Rising. What do you think?
So far I am here for any and everything that's The Boys. What Gen V was a great spinoff. My only fear is that I just don't want them to spread themselves too thin because so far, like, they're 10 for 10 for me. You know what I mean? And I worry once you start getting into too many sequels, you start to water down the brand, and then you end up in a Star Wars type thing where you can't turn around without a new series nobody cares about pops up. So I hoping for the best, but so far their track record is right on.
There's a theme here. You just you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. That happened with Robert Downey Jr. It happens with every franchise. It's just like, it's very true though. Like, I mean,
well played. Do you think Jared Padalecki is going to be part of the show?
Remind me who did he play?
Well, he was the other brother. He was the other brother in Supernatural with Jensen Ackles.
Oh, Jensen Ackles, gotcha. Yeah, so I didn't watch Supernatural. Don't hate me, but that would be epic. If not, I know, right?
Noah. I mean, it is hard. You're like looking at like however many seasons there were, and you're like, dude, this is like so much time invested.
Exactly.
But I love Supernatural. It's up there with Psych. Psych is by far the greatest television show that has ever been made. But,
Psych is awesome.
Yeah. Oh man.
My Ariel loves Supernatural, and I hate Supernatural. Like, I'm sorry. And no, like I'm sorry. I'm not trying to throw shade, man.
Sorry. It's fine.
I make fun of her for it, like, because like to me it's just like, I don't like the formula of the show. Like it's like so repetitive to me. It's the same reason I don't watch like Law and Order and stuff. But like, I understand there's an audience for it and I respect it, but I will still make fun of it.
Paranormal Doctor Who.
Yeah,
it's sort of a little bit. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, now Ben, I know you said you're pretty hardcore to Tolkien right now. Rings of Power Season 2 got a trailer and a release date of August 29th. What do we think? Because I know the Rings of Power Season 1 was kind of a hit or miss. I liked it more the second time I watched it than the first time. I don't know. Have you revisited or have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I mean, I like it as much as you can like a cash grab, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
because I've sort of felt like since we made The Hobbit into 3 movies, like, what are we doing here? Like,
Mhm.
I'm here for it because I love Tolkien. But the original movies are always going to have a special place in my heart, and like nothing they ever make is going to touch that. I imagine
Yeah.
it's probably a lot how people who saw Star Wars in the theaters in 1977 feel about the newer movies that are coming. They're like, yeah, it's fine, I like it, it's fun, but it's nothing like so but it is fun. Like, I mean, I do have fun with it. I thought Rings of Power was a good first season. I thought
Yeah, it's
it was
fine.
fun. They're kind of like just making they're taking sort of things that Tolkien wrote about and just like trying to draw their own stories with them and stuff.
Mhm.
So, but it's good for what it is. I think it's fun. I'll be interested to see. Have you watched Rings of Power at all? Or
So this is where you guys are going to take my nerd card and just rip it up into a million pieces because I am not a Lord of the Rings fan. There are just some franchises I just never got into. Nothing against them, just never got it. Never got into Harry Potter. Never got into Doctor Who. Not gonna lie. So there's just a few of those pocket things, and honestly, just never got into it. So I
dude,
have
it's
no
cool.
comment.
Yeah.
I like well, I didn't want to spoil anything for you, like, or whatever, but like no, I'm saying this as someone who is just now getting into Game of Thrones, so I understand what it's like to like
Yeah.
not be into a franchise that everyone else is
Right.
like, but yeah, I'll be interested to see who the wizard is, because I don't like, a lot of people think he's Gandalf. I don't think it's Gandalf, but yeah, we'll see. So
Mhm.
yeah, but I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good.
Awesome. All right. Let's talk a little bit about where we can find you. Noah, do you want to share if anybody out there wants to be blessed by your awesomeness?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't mind just random pictures of pugs and other things in my life, you can catch me on Facebook at Noah O'Toole.
Awesome. All right, Ben, what about you, buddy?
We do a podcast called Glitch Therapy sometimes, every once in a while. So like, you can catch me on there. Other than that, I don't really have much of an online presence anymore. So yeah, but we talk about video games. We do an episode every like 6 to 15 months now. It seems like we'll jump on and do an episode.
Well, hey, if you end up doing the First Descendants episode, you know who your two guest commentators can be. So,
dude, we'd love to do a side quest about that and have you on. It'd be great to have you on.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can find me at Facebook under Nerd Positive, TikTok at Nerd Positive 1, Instagram at the Fandemic 1, because after you catch the Fandemic, you're going to be Nerd Positive. That's the whole thing there. If you feel there's more of a conversation, feel free to reach out and let's talk. Maybe you'll be the next guest on the show. All right. We'll just wrap things up here. A couple ways to support the show. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/nerdpositive. You know what? Or if you just want to give me money, I'm not going to say no. PayPal or Venmo at Bradley Butan. Share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. I like to end every show in a way, in a positive manner here. So, Noah, what are your words of wisdom?
Oh, words of wisdom. I don't know, since we're doing the Deadpool podcast and it just has me so energized. Let your motto for the rest of this summer be "Let's fucking go."
I love it. I love it. Ben, what about you?
Man, you're putting me on the spot here. I don't know. Go see Deadpool, I guess.
That works.
That works. That's very wise. That is very wise.
Yeah.
All right. Friendship is like peeing on yourself. Everyone can see it, but only you get the warm feeling that it brings. Remember, there are 2 great reasons never to drink toilet water. Number 1 and number 2. If you think about it every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. And lastly, squirrels' cheeks are also their nut sacks. Have a great day.
Deep.